Good morning, everybody. Today is August the 17th, 2023, coming to you live from Georgetown, Texas. Let me adjust my screen here. Anyway, welcome. Hope everybody is staying cool out there. And I don't mean as in cool, I mean as in cool. So, as in temperature wise, because it's a hot one and hopefully we'll do some rain dances. We need some bad, but here in Texas. Anyways, welcome to today. I know everybody's getting people back into school and getting them into swing of things and kicking them out of the house for the summertime, and we're ready for teachers to take them and put another year's worth of education in their brains. So I know everybody's busy this time of year, but things are about to slow down a little bit. We do have football seasons coming up. Yay. Let's go Longhorns, Georgetown High School, and maybe Cowboys. I don't know. Houston, Texans, but I go back and forth. But welcome to today's training. And I'm not going to keep you long today, but I wanted to bring some new thoughts to the table here. We've got some new things that have rolled out here. It's been a year full of change, and I'm super excited about that. Super excited to bring you the Guardian plan, which was the security care plan. Y'all been living with the good morning, Jesus, Terry, Alicia, Alejandra. Nice to see y'all all on here today. So we're bringing in the Guardian plan, which is really going to be good for those of y'all that maybe have some younger clients. And I want to preach a little talk. I don't want to preach on that, but I want to talk about it a little bit today as to how good a whole life policy is for younger people and what it can do for you, in the long run. We talk all the time about final expense and about people that are in their 50s and 60s and 70s. And that's our loyalty plan that I hope everybody's gotten the chance yet to write. We've got some great opportunities in that loyalty plan being online and on paper. So I hope you've gotten a chance to write the loyalty plan and have your apps, which was before, to rewind, used to be the simple security plan. But now we've got it as the loyalty plan. And then we've just released the Guardian, which is going to be our plan for people 0 to 39. So I hope everybody can see my screen here. I'm going to open up the chat box. I'm going to type hello there because we've got a good group today. If you so choose to open up your chat box, I'm going to be putting a couple of links in there for you to look at and you to play around with. So I would challenge you to do a little homework there. Good morning, Gilbert. Do a little homework there and get in there and do that. So cool. I guess the thumbs up means that y'all can hear me and we're on board and going. So I want to start off, today by saying, number one, thank you for being on here today, and thank you for protecting families. It makes a difference. And as you well know, I'm all about, one at a time. Good morning, Miguel. One and Mary, one at a time families, because that's very important. Very important that we protect each and every one of our families moving forward. So here's a couple of links. Y'all may have seen some things come out in the last couple of days. I want to introduce you to a couple of new things that we have here going. Number one is the SNL University. This is very good. I would challenge you, even if you've been with us for a while, because it really talks about new stuff. If you look at the course curriculum here, you see the Agent Portal 101, SNL products. So this is going to talk to you about now our loyalty plan and our Guardian, a little bit about what I'm doing today. Submitting your first policy, how to calculate your premiums. And these are really small little tidbits. It's really cool because what you can do is you can go in there and once you're in here, you can go into I'm already logged in right here. Let me look at something here real quick. Enroll now, course curriculum, final expense, products, manage subscription. You can go in there and you can enroll and you log yourself into that. And once you log yourself into that, it looks like this. And then you open up your training. And as you move forward, you just go through each one of these this is only 42 seconds long. This is only 47. This is only a minute and a half. This is only 3. So the real short clippets of how to do things within Security National Life. And I've helped the company build this. Very proud of it. Once you get through here, you get your certificate. It looks like this. So I would challenge you to go through here and take this little training course. And when you do, send me that certificate, and I will send you a gift. I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet, but I'll send you a gift. Okay. So remember and remind all your people to take the final expense new agent training. It only, when you get in there and you just kind of go through it a little bit, it only takes about an hour or so, because all these are little short ones, and you can stop and come back to it and and watch these. But the company has put this together from leads, lead hub, selling techniques. So I think it will help you tremendously, tremendously, tremendously. So I'm going to put this link in here, and for you on the chat box, so you can go in here. Look at Lily and Sterling and Mike. Welcome, welcome. Seeing some good faces here that've been with us for a while. But look on the chat box. If you need some help after this and you want me to send it to your phone or send it to your computer, I'll be glad to do that. But I would suggest go ahead and take that, get that certificate, send it to me, email it to me, and I'll send you a gift. All right, for going through the Teachable. So that's one thing. And also don't forget to, good morning, Mike, in with the my training page here, which is finalexpenselife.us. Always have this available for you. Always have this available. I put it in the chat again. That's finalexpenselife.us. That's going to be like your toolbox, your everyday toolbox that you use. And that's going to be something you're going to be able to use over and over and over. And so jump in there. Good morning, Mike. So look at those two things there. I'm sure that every one of you do have access, but if you don't have access to the agent portal, you should. And again, agent portal is right here, and you can catch that link too if you were to need it for some reason. So. But today I want to talk a little bit about our new product, which is, well, I say new. It's not really new. It is the old security care plan, which is ages 0 to 40. And then also we have it right now from ages 0 to 39. I'm going to mute everybody so that we have clear background. Okay, perfect. So the Guardian is now what we used to call the security care plan. So if you can go to your rate book, I'm going to pull up my rate book here right now. So this is the new business guide. If you see at the bottom, it was redone on 7/17 of 2023. So if you have the old rate guide, then you'll need to get the new rate guide here. And you can get it from your supplies, or I'll send you one. You can take a look at it. Okay. But if you go to your agent portal right here and you go over here to order supplies, it's always hidden a little bit for me, but it's under general items. So you go to general items here, and then you go to final expense procedures. So write that down, underwriting rate book. So just download a copy of that to your computer or whatever, so that you can have it. But the couple of important things that it shows here, which I want to point out today, are the loyalty plan, which replaced what? It replaced our simple security plan. So just to rehash here, we still have our preferred, which is day one coverage. Okay. We still have our standard, which is day one coverage. And we still have our modified. Okay. We have our modified. So that's very similar to what we had before. The one cool change that we've done here is now we have raised this to $50,000. Okay. And then also, if you look at your accidental death benefit rider, you can write a you can write the accidental death benefit rider up to the face amount of the policy. So watch this. If I write a person that's 60 years old now, I can write him $50,000 worth of coverage. Okay, $50,000 in coverage, and I can put $50,000 worth of accidental death on top of that. So I have a policy for someone at 60 for $100,000 now. That's a big deal if they were to die in an accident. So for people that are in the 40s and 50s that are looking at a term policy or UL or whatever, we can now write them up to $100,000 on this policy, 50 on the regular and 50 on the accidental death. Okay. And that accidental death is only costing $3, $4, $5 a month. Okay. So I want you to kind of rethink about your business here. rethink about your book and know that, wow, we can really write that up to 50. And then we can write the other ones all the way up to age 90 for everybody that's new. Okay, so we got your age 90s in here. So that's the main thing that's changed in the loyalty plan is the face amount. You'll also find if you watch some of my other videos, okay, if you watch some of my other videos, and remember, under this how-to section here, okay, you've got find out more, okay, and we've got videos here. And so if you want to look at some of my past videos, I'm going to be putting my video from yesterday on there, and then I'll be putting today's video on here. Okay. And this talks about underwriting the loyalty app, writing a policy online, completing the loyalty plan, the power of 5. I really strongly suggest watching the power of 5. Maybe watch branding yourself. That's a good one too. Okay, so all the way down, any ones you want here, all the way. I've been doing this now for, man, that says 2 years ago. So I've been doing it for 2 years or plus. But here is my YouTube channel. I suggest to maybe just subscribe to that. And when you've got a little time, jump in there and watch a video or two. Some of it may be redundant, and I know you get tired of seeing me. I get tired of seeing me too. But maybe if you can jump in there and find one of those videos, you'll like it. Okay. So so Mike said ADB rider. I think that's what he meant to say. Accidental death up to what age? So let's look here. Accidental death benefit rider right here. Age limits. Okay. You can write up to from 40 to 90. Okay. And then the modified up to age 85. So I hope that helps you out right there. You can still also add children onto it. We don't find that coming into play too much because people's children are typically older than 18 that we write. So just knowing as you move forward and you're talking to people, you can, and they're over 40, you can say, hey, listen, we got a great plan. I can write up to $50,000 if you're under 75 years old. I can write up to $50,000 if you qualify for preferred. And then we can put an accidental death on there too, and we can go up to 100,000. Okay, so that's important, very important there. The other thing I want to talk to you about today too, or mainly, is the security care plan. So don't forget, the security care plan has changed now to the Guardian. Now it's the Guardian plan. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got ages 0 to 39 right here. Okay, it won't go over 39. You can go up to 25,000 right here on preferred, and we can go into our modified. For those of y'all that have been around a while, you remember we had the security care plan that was the select, the special, the select, and then the limited. Now we wanted to match it up with our loyalty plan, and so we've got now preferred, standard, or modified, just like the loyalty plan. So that's the good news. There's not bad news this morning, but I will have to tell you that we're still on the web app right here. On the web app, we can only do the loyalty on the web app. So that means if somebody's in another town, another state, if you're licensed there, you can do it over the phone, but you can still just do it with the loyalty plan. For those of y'all that haven't used the web app in a while, we have made some great changes in there. So when you do write the web app now, you can call home office and either get a live person to do the third party interview there, or you can get a recording. So if it's after hours, you can do the recording. Your client can answer a few questions on the recording, and you can move on down the road. Even on weekends, on holidays, or whenever it is, you can do that. And I'll get you a list also of things that need to be checked up on when you're doing that. But loyalty plan can still be on the web, and security care plan has to be in person right now. Okay. And then don't forget, most of y'all do know, but you can upload your policies, your paper applications right here, and upload those into the paper application portal. Okay. So security care plan is now going to the Guardian. So we have the loyalty and the Guardian. Loyalty and the Guardian. The loyalty can be written on paper and or web application, any way you want. The Guardian is now available, but it is by paper and in person. Okay. That will be coming online as soon as we can get it online. That is in top priority for us. But as soon as that goes online, you'll have the ability to write anybody online over the phone. And that will be a big deal. So one homework assignment I said, yeah, I want to challenge you with today, and I hope everybody is good to go. We've got all the questions answered. Yeah, Mike, that's a good question, and I wish it was new. The company tells us they're working on it and getting it approved, but just hold tight. That's all I can say. So we're excited about it coming online too. That's for sure. So I'm going to show you. So here's how you get to the Guardian. You're going to need to order some of these paper applications. So go to your Order Supplies tab, go to your Applications, select your language and your state here, and then you'll go to the Guardian plan. Okay, so you click right here and you can order up to 20 of these things and have them shipped to you. And again, I think you all know too, you play around in here and get you some brochures. And one thing I did a webinar on last week or the week before for new agents too is that these brochures, y'all need to order some of these because these are good and they were good to give to anybody. And if you've seen some of my videos before, as far as taking these brochures, opening them up, going into the historical data information, and give these to people, hand these out to people, say, hey, listen, I want to give you this. You know, I want you to be able to have this because this information in here is going to be pertinent the day you do pass or when something does happen. So I want you to have that. So order some of those in English and in Spanish, whatever you choose. Okay, we do have them in Spanish. And use those to your leverage. Because when we talk about, you know, the power of five, and the power of five that I've been preaching on, 5 people a day, putting them in your pipeline, 5 people a day, talking to them, writing it down. What'd you say? Can I help you? You know, kind of thing. Putting them in a pipeline, putting them in the front end of the pipeline and talking to them and completing it all the way through. But you need these materials to do this. So don't forget to order your supplies there. But today I'm going to go back to the Guardian plan and kind of go through it just in a helicopter approach, not real detailed, but because you are agents and you can read, write, and arithmetic. But I hope everybody's still with me on here and can see this Guardian. I'm going to need, can y'all tell me if you can see my Guardian plan when I switch over to that? When you see me switching screens, can somebody just put a yes? Because I want to make sure that they can see my page here. Can you see what I'm doing here? Anybody, everybody? Type a yes or say a yes if you can see me moving back and forth here. Can anybody see me? Everybody see me. Somebody see me. Somebody hear me. Are y'all there? Okay, yes. All right. Cool. Thank you, Mike. Always like to do that because sometimes you can't. So the Guardian plan looks like this. Again, we have your standard information up here that you're going to fill out, your owner, your beneficiary. And again, remember that somebody else can own your policy. You just have to have authorization there. Nothing's really changed. For those of y'all that don't know, again, remember we can use TIN number instead of socials. So you can do the tax identification number instead of the social. All right. Everything down here looks about the same. Again, we have preferred, standard, and modified. Also on the Guardian plan, remember you can do a 10 pay or a 20 pay or a whole life. And it gets pretty good in there. So if you have someone that kind of likes to maybe pinch pennies or something, I want y'all to watch this. I'm going to go to the rate calculator and I'm going to show you something kind of cool. So if I go to final expense here, I go to Guardian plan, okay, and I'm just going to push a state, and I'm going to do a 30-year-old person here. And I go to, let's just say $20,000, okay, preferred. And I'm going to calculate this. So take a look at this. I want you to see something. $20,000 worth of coverage for a 30-year-old. Okay. If you pay whole pay, it's $32 a month. Okay. $32 a month, $377 a year. But look at this. If I go over here to a 10 pay, annual is what? $673 per year. If you multiply that out times 10 years, 673 times 10 is $6,730. So this particular case in point, if this person chose this, they were 30 years old, they'd have it paid off in 10 years by the time they were 40, and they will have only paid $6,730 for a $20,000 policy. For a $20,000 policy paid off. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'm just trying to tell you, even on the 20 pay, 566, that's about $11,000 they pay for a $20,000 policy. So I'm not advocating a 10 pay or a 20 pay, but what I am saying is that if you do have people that want to be kind of younger and they want to be money conscious and they want to make some smart decisions and things like that, this is a very good thing to show them, because they're paying $6,700 for a $20,000 policy that they'll have forever and ever and ever. Or they could cash it out if they need to in the future. So be thinking about it. I just want to expand your horizons and be thinking about not so just set on, well, I can only write 65-year-old people and 70s. No, we can really have a good product for the younger people too now. And if you remember, also, if you remember in my tools section on my finalexpenselife.us, there is an illustration in here. Okay, there is an illustration in here. Okay, and this illustration shows actually policy that I wrote for myself back when I was 41 several years ago. But this is a great look at this $20,000 policy. And in 20 years, I'll have 6,000 in cash value on this thing. I can have a loan against it. I can have a paid up of 12,000. So be thinking about your business and who you're around and who you're taking care of. Does your daughter or the son that's raising kids have a policy? Are they taken care of? And these are real good things for the younger people also. So step outside the box a little bit, even though we focus on final expense for our 50, 60, 70-year-olds. I want you to know how good this is also now for the younger people, okay? Which will open your doors up a lot more too when you start thinking about those. All right, everybody with me? Looks like we got chat. There we go. To age 100, it comes up to 27,000. Yeah, so Mike did the math on it, and that same one that was 6,000 for a 10 pay, 11,000 for a 20 pay. If the person made it to 100, it would come to 27,000. So, but here's the deal. Some people don't have that kind of money to pay. They want to pay the lowest premium on their policy and save their capital. And I get it. That's okay too. But I just want you to be able to, when you have conversations with people and they say, hey, listen, do you have anything that's a paid up? I want to pay one time a year. I don't want to make payments or whatever. You can show them that. And they may like that opportunity, because the more you show them, the more opportunity you show them, the more likely they're going to bite on at least something, if that makes sense. Okay. So we want to show them what we can do for them. Okay. So back to the application, nothing real ordinary right here. We take all forms of payments. Remember, you're going to put your base face amount, right in here into, 10,000, 20,000. You'll put your riders here underneath it. Remember, as you're writing our policies, we want to ask the client, hey, do you have the money in there now? Do you want to draft immediately, or do you want to wait for in the future another week or two before you draft that first payment? And that gives the client a little bit of flexibility as to, hey, well, I'd rather wait another week and then start it on the 25th of the month. You can say, no problem, no draft upon approval. Or you can say, no, take it out now. I want my coverage. I want my policy coverage now. And you can be in good shape there. They've changed this question here, which I really like the way we've changed it. Instead of just saying, do you have a policy? It says, do you have a policy, and are you going to replace it? Most of the time, we don't replace policies because we just say, hey, listen, we're going to get you a policy. And when it comes into play, we'll cancel your other one and cancel that out. Okay. Physician, you don't have to have that in there, but if they want to give it to you, you can. Just going over a few of the knockout questions here. It looks long and it looks tedious on this one, um, but it's really not when you boil it down. I'm going to give you a way to maybe boil this down to where it's quick, because most of the people you're going to be writing the Guardian are going to be younger and healthier. Sometimes you come across some people that aren't. But really, right now, in the last 30 days, have you been in the hospital overnight in the last 30 days? In the last 12 months, have you been told you have a terminal illness? No. Within the last 30 days, have you had a seizure? No. Do you need assistance eating or dressing or going to the toilet? No. Have you been diagnosed with any of the following: Alzheimer's, dementia, Lou Gehrig's, sickle cell, cirrhosis, cystic fibrosis, or organ transplant? No. And this is where we've changed things up to make it a lot more lenient right now. If you have a clientele or have people or know people that have had the unfortunate of having hepatitis C, this is where this comes in too. So the question asked: within the past 6 months, have you been diagnosed with hepatitis C, or has it been less than 90 days since completing the hepatitis C? So they have now a drug called Harvoni that takes care of hepatitis C. So but we are interested in writing people that have gotten cured by hepatitis C, and that's a good thing. So we're going to be able to write people like that now. In the past 2 years, have you had any cancer? Okay. And in the past 2 years, have you been tested or treated for heart disease, heart attacks, or strokes in the past 2 years? In the past 5 years, have you had a drug or alcohol addiction abuse? Are you currently on dialysis and or HIV? Okay. So when you look at those, you kind of step back and you kind of squint your eyes a little bit. Those are the things that we're knocking out. And as you talk to your client, you're going to be able to also, in your mind, as you get out there, go, hey, have you had any of these, or these? And if not, we can move on down the road. So then we get over here. I'm going to toggle back and forth. Yes, that's a good question. So he asked, can we add? Lily asked, can we add accidental death to the guardian? Yes. So let me rewind that for you, Lily, and show you an example. If I go to the guardian plan right here, and let's say I go to, I've got someone that's 30 years old, and I'm going to max it out 25,000 here, and they're going to be preferred. And I can go guardian accidental death and do another 25,000 down here. Look at that. So I can go 25 up top for the 30-year-old. I can go 20, because that's a good question, because most of the time, if you're going to die, if somebody's passed away at 30, it's an accident or something. You know what I mean? So I can add 25 and 25 and come up with $50,000 worth of coverage. And there I am. So 25 and 25, and you're on a $44 a month right here. 44.35. So you got $50,000 worth of coverage there overall for a 30-year-old. Okay, so very good question. I'm glad you brought that up, and that is very important, because if you watch this premium, 44.35. So keep that number in mind. Maybe scratch it down or whatever. I've got 44.35. I want to write that down. 44.35. And if I take that accidental death off of there, 40.05. So 44.35 and 40.05, basically you're looking at $4.30. So $4.30 gets you that extra $25,000 worth of coverage. So it's a pretty good deal. You probably should be you should be adding that ADB on all these younger policies, because it could come into play and really help somebody out. It's a good question. So glad to bring that up. Thank you for bringing that up. So what is CR? Credit card? Where I don't know where you're seeing CR. So hepatitis C, CR. Are you seeing it in the application here? I'm not sure. So here we are on the second phase here. So remember, we're talking about the standard class. This is still day one coverage. Here's what we're looking for in the past 5 years. Have you had asthma? Okay, but that would still qualify for day one coverage. Have you had a heart attack with blood and you take blood thinners? Have you had epilepsy or seizures? Okay. Within the last, remember, it can't be 30 days, but it can be within the last 5 years. Any type of tumors or cancers that you've had and you've been cancer free for 90 days. And then in the last 10 years, we're talking about the drug abuse question here in the last 10 years. So if any of those are yes, we can do the standard in day one. If they're all no's, we go down here to the last portion and we ask within the past 5 years, this is our modified, have you had diabetes? In the past 5 years, brain disorders, strokes. In the past 5 years, any of these other major heart issues. In the past 5 years, lung diseases, COPDs. In the last 5 years, kidney disease. Okay. And remember, we can go in here and have, 3 of these as a yes and still get a policy in the last 5 years. And you got to remember, these are younger people too. So most of the time, this is not going to apply to younger people. Unfortunately, every once in a while it does, but most of the time it's not going to. 22, these are your brain disorders, down, cerebral, epilepsy, seizure. If so, when was the last one? Okay, paranoia, schizophrenia right here. And then within the last 2 years, have you been advised to have a surgery or HIV? And in the last 5 years, are you dependent? And they've changed that in the question now, not to say do you ever use it, but are you dependent? If they use a walker every once in a while, that'll be okay. And then we just go down here and remember we fill out our medical questions. I mean our medications, and this is where they've included a lot more room here in this for you to go in here and add your, hey, what question does this pertain to? If it does, if it doesn't pertain to a question, it's like cholesterol medicine. You're just going to put NA or not applicable, not applicable NA. And then you just write down the type of medication you have, 10 milligrams. And duration means how long. So duration, just know that means how long have you been taking it. So when you ask that question, it's just, well, I've been taking it for 5 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. Okay. Any amount of years there on that one. Okay. Right above ADB. Okay. Okay. So they're asking about what does this mean right here? In here, and I've got the Guardian plan, and it's right above ADB. Child rider. You're talking about CR is child rider. Okay, my bad. Yeah, CR, they changed that up, the wording on that. That's a child rider. And remember, on child rider, you can do child riders that you can put up to $10,000 on per children. So let's say you're age 30. Let's say you're age 30 or you're age 35 and you've got kids. You can put them on there as child rider, $10,000 a kid. So you can put that on there. Okay. So on that child rider. And this is where the child rider comes into play here on the paper application. So you can do $10,000. Okay. They can't be over age 18, or they can't be 18 or above. And you can put as many kids as you want down here, as long as they don't have these issues, birthday, age, they have to be below 18. And they will stay on your policy until they're 25. So you can add this child rider, 1 kid, 2 kids, however many kids you want on there. And then you'll have your child riders on the policy. So a good question there. I hope that answers that. What happens if a person dies not of an accident? So that's a good question, Alejandra. Is that if you've got $25,000 on the person and a $25,000 accidental death benefit, and they die of a heart attack, then that would be $25,000, okay, for that policy. So 25, that wouldn't be 50 because it's not an accident. It's actually a medical issue. So that would be $25,000 for that policy. So good question. Hope that answered that question too. So keep the questions coming. That's good. Back up here. We've got our medications in there. Remember application name here and social. Keep doing that. Where was the person at when they signed this? Were they in, person? I had a question yesterday. If my mom comes down, not on this app, and from New York, can I ride them? Sure, as long as she's in Texas on this soil and you're licensed in this state, on this soil. And then you just print the name, sign the name. And if the owner is different, it's the same as the Same as the simple security plan used to be, same as the security care plan used to be. It's just the Guardian now changed a little bit. Always remember you can write your immediate family member, husband, wife, significant other, kids. You will get full commission. You just won't get advanced on that commission. Okay, you will get full commission on that too. Um, will you or will not your place? And then if you want to share your premium with another agent, you can. All right, and then just here's your checking and debit information. So that's pretty self-explanatory. The signature of the account holder here, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then if you want the conditional receipt, you can, which basically just says, hey, I received from Bill Jones on this date $40 right here, and you can put the draft date, right here is going to be September the 18th, and then your name and your signature, and you can just tear that off and leave it with the client if you so choose. If you so choose, okay? So I'm going to zoom out here. I get a little itch in my nose. Sorry. I'm about to sneeze, I think. But told you I was going to sneeze. Sorry. The Guardian plan, again, I'm super excited about this. I want it to change your thought process on who you're talking to and visiting with, to open other doors up to some younger people, okay? You can always talk to those teenagers all the way up to the teens that get out of school and go, hey, you're on your own now, buddy, or a girl or whoever, daughter. We're going to get this plan for you, because make sure that anything happened to you, we would still have to be responsible, or you would. I mean, it's not a death wish. This is just making sure it's taken care of. And then when you get to be 30, you can have it, you can cash it in, you can keep it, you can do whatever you want to, but we want to make sure you're protected, and we want something that gains value and is good for you too and your family. Okay, so it's very important. So have those conversations. And then when they get to be 35 or 40, when they get to be 40, they can up it to the loyalty plan and get up to 50,000 and really have something solid for their family that's gaining value and is growing, and they have that protection in place. Okay, all the way up to 25,000 and even above when you add the accidental death benefit rider in there. So now we're really opening up that door a lot to maybe some larger policies that look a little sexier to people versus just a little $10,000 policy. Okay, so get your Guardian apps out and have them ordered today, and work through that. So I'm super excited about that. What happens to other things? Policy for in the New York policy, is that NY policy? Let's see if someone is visitor mistaken. I write them. Yeah, I'm in SC. If someone is visiting from any other state, I can write them in South Carolina, even if I'm not licensed. No, yes. If they come to your state and they come to your soil, I don't care if they come from, Egypt or whatever. If they come to Texas and I'm licensed in Texas, I can write them while they're here. It doesn't matter where their home address is. It just matters I can write them when I'm here and they're in my presence in my state and I'm licensed in this state. Okay. We don't do business in New York, but yes, in South Carolina, absolutely. Okay, you can do that. One other thing I want to show you here, and I'll show you where you get it under order your supplies. I want to jump here. Come on. Over here to general forms. So if you go to your forms, you need to write this down. Open up counselor evaluation form. Okay, and order you 20 of these. Just order 20 of these. Trust me. Have them sent to your house. Add to cart. If you have any problems at doing that, let me know. And here's the reason why. I truly want to really get this opportunity out to you and to everybody. This is a great tool for you to use with anybody and at any time. When you finish up your appointment with someone and you visit with them, you can even mail this to them. You can email it to them and say, hey, do you mind filling this out? This just shows me that I'm trying to do my best job, and I really enjoy clients just like you and y'all, and I really want to help other people just like you. I want to build a book of business with people around here that I really care and love. So just ask them, hey, write their name down, or have them write their name down and phone number. And Mr. and Mrs. Jones, did I make you feel comfortable? Were you comfortable with the, and there's something to be said about when you ask people, hey, did I do okay? How did this go? Are you happy? because you want to do this. You want to make sure that that policy stays on the books forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You want to make sure it's there. So you want to do what's called solidifying the sale. So you want to make it solid. You want to make it whole. You want to make it stick. You want to make it stay. Did that make you feel comfortable? Are you happy with all the arrangements we put into place? Well, there's one thing I had a question about, which is okay. If they bring up a question, you'd rather turn over that stone right then and there and get it fixed before they have a question before you leave. And they go, well, I really didn't. Well, do we really need that? I don't feel comfortable. I don't know. You want to make sure, no, we want to keep this forever and ever. Did I answer all your questions? Would you recommend me to your neighbors? Sure, I would. Perfect. Then if you don't mind, I'm gonna wrap up here. And if you don't mind, write down a couple of names of some people that I can help. Okay. And I would love to visit with. And I won't bother them and bug them and say you sent. I just say, hey, listen, I was doing business with them down the road. They thought you might be interested in hearing what I have to say. They really do care for you and y'all, and thought that, hey, y'all talked about it one time before and thought it'd be a good time to visit. Do you mind doing that? No. You know, when you do this, we've had several agents that they just live off referrals. That's all they do. They don't buy leads or anything. Just go from referrals to asking other people for referrals. Hey, do you have referrals? But they really do a good job of documenting it, writing it down, okay, and moving forward with it, and getting those people into their pipeline. So one homework for you, one homework assignment for you too. My mom's a teacher, so just bear with me. But anyway, she's still teaching after, I don't know, 49 years or 50. Is to get some of these. They're free. The company will send it to you along with your applications, your Guardian and your loyalty applications, and your presentations. Get you some of those things coming to your house that way you have them when you're ready to go. Okay, at all points and times. But try to get in. I challenge you to try to get into a habit of filling out referral forms after every single sale. And what I think you'll find is that the people are happy to give you those names of people. They really are happy to do that. One other opportunity I think that may help you along with that. You go to my YouTube channel, and if you can't get it after this, I'll send it to you. Try to watch one thing for me between now and next week. Try to watch The Power of Five. Okay, so try to watch The Power of Five, and I really want to stress this because I really believe that you're special. Y'all are. I see all the names on this list. Y'all are real. You've been here a while. You know what you're doing. I see very tenured people in here. That have been riding with us for a while. Sterling. George, look there, and one of our top dogs. But getting into the power of five, just five, isn't a large reach. It's saying this. I'm going to go out today, or I'm going to get on my phone. I don't even have to go out, but I'm going to make sure that I talk to five people. I'm not going to quit the day until I've talked to five people about what I do and about how important this is. And then I'm going to document it, and then I'm going to push it down the pipeline, and I'm going to follow up with these people, these five. Tomorrow do five. Tomorrow do five. Even if you miss a day of five, you still by the end of the week have 15 to 20 people that you visited with, and you have a possibility to close one of those 15 or 20. And I promise you, if you get into a good habit of this, you try to find five people a day, whether it's you got to go out and take your business cards and find five, that's part of it. But if you can put five new people into your business, into your pipeline every day, keep up with it, however you do that. I am actively looking right now for a very good tool that we can use to put these people into and then push them out the end. Whether it be a no or whether it be a sale and a yes. And then we just continue to fill up our pipeline, fill up our opportunity. Okay. And that's important. So watch The Power of Five, order your supplies. Okay. And I think you'll be in good shape. So the Guardian, referral, Power of Five, Guardian, referrals, and Power of Five. Okay. So, hey, it just tickles me to death to see all y'all's names on here, and the veteran people and the brand new people. And I hope y'all may have gathered something or another out of here, and a little tidbit or a little excitement. Challenge you to go to the university. You've seen that, jump through those things, sharpen your skills. It's your business. And the more you feel comfortable, the sharper you are with your business, the more it just becomes old hat, I say, and the more you have the confidence, the more you can protect. Listen, we are protecting more people. Okay, we are protecting more people than we ever have right now, and that's good because we have opened up our underwriting, and we want you to be able to protect more people than you ever have because that's important. Okay, we're more than halfway through the year, halfway through the month, and we've got a huge. I'm going to be doing road shows. You're going to see me in some of your locations in the next 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, and I'll be out there. So then we've got the Founders Month. Remember, big bonuses coming up for Christmas time on Founders Month. Super excited! One of our biggest contests of the year. So get everything together. Call me, text me, email me, whatever you need. I'm here for you. I appreciate every single one of you and every single client that you protect. So as I always say in Texas, adios.